right, everybody, welcome back. We're the Farm to Film podcast, where we're going behind the scenes on everything Snatched, and I'm here today with another one of my college friends. We talked to Charlie a few weeks ago, and I have here with me the lovely Suzee Dunn.
Hi. Hello.
Wait, do you prefer? Well, if I were to introduce your full name, I should have asked this beforehand. How do you like to be introduced?
Yeah, Suzee Dunn.
Just Suzee Dunn.
Yeah.
Okay, because I know you have like a longer name on social media. No,
Mm-mm.
I made that up. Cut. Okay, just kidding. Suzee, how are you today?
I'm swell.
Swell.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm good. I'm between projects, that's always feels nice because you have something and you're coming off of something. So yeah. I'm good, and it's Pride.
Pride, yes.
I'm here
well,
with
this is
you.
going to be released in like probably July or August. So
and it's August.
We are recording this in June. I do pre-record a lot of my podcasts because I don't like to be stressed about like I have to record and get this edited and posted this weekend. Right. So I'm usually about
it's smart.
like 3 or 4 weeks ahead. But Suzee, for people who don't know you, can you just give us maybe like a little like bullet point background of like who you are, where you came from before we went to college in New York City?
Yes. Oh, before college? Yeah. Okay, I'm from Michigan. I'm from a small town called Battle Creek.
Battle Creek.
I did show choir and theater.
You were like a Glee girly.
Yeah. And at my public school, we love public school.
Yeah.
And then I moved to New York when I was 18, and we lived across the hall from each other.
We did. We were hall neighbors, dorm neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because I was looking back. I was trying to find some pictures of us in college, but I don't think we really like.
Well, we wouldn't have because we weren't in the same classes, and so then I think like when you're just hanging out in a dorm room in your pajamas, you're not really.
We didn't do any like big special occasion moments,
right?
And
we're still buds.
We were buds. For anyone who missed the Charlie pod, we talked a little bit about like what our school was like. We went to a 2-year acting conservatory, and it was sort of everyone was divided into groups. It was a little bit like being sorted into houses in Harry Potter. So for the most part, you just sort of see the people in your class, in your section.
Yeah.
I was section 4, and you were.
Oh, I don't even remember.
You were in my roommate section, weren't you?
Mikey's.
Mikey. Yeah.
I was, and I was in Torian's, who was Charlie's roommates section. So I was in both of your roommate sections.
Yeah, man, blast from the past. But
also the other funny thing that threads us, because I feel like you're just someone who's always
there's a few
threaded back into my life. You were friends with, for a little while, one of my high school best friends, George Flattery.
Yes.
And so when I moved out here, George invited me to like a party, and you were there, and we were like, what? And then
it is a small world out here in LA. But yeah, man, George was a part of one of my early like friend groups. Yeah, I had a couple different like friend groups that overlapped, and he was in one of them. So I haven't seen him in a while though.
Me neither, but I run into him when I'm hiking.
Okay. All right, well, shout out George.
Hi George, we love you.
Hope you're doing great. Yes. Suzee, how did you get involved in the theatrical film world? Was that something that early on you always sort of looked into doing? Is it something you kind of later in high school were like, I'm going to go to acting school?
I think I always, like, when I was 13, I went to New York for the first time, and I was like, so I'm moving here. And then I think life became about theater when I didn't make the basketball team in junior high. And then...
Were you devastated?
Devastated. But I also was a ballerina growing up, and like a pretty good one. But then I had really bad tendinitis, and my mom was just like, you're not going to do that. Like, you can't do this for life. So I started doing theater. Okay. And then that's what led me to New York. And then in New York, I was doing a lot of like internships and like behind the scenes stuff, as well as, because when you're, as you know.
During school or like after?
After school, yeah.
Okay. We just really skipped right through graduation.
Oh, well, I just went to 1 year.
Oh, I don't think I remember that at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
I left. I was like, I can get a acting teacher, a voice teacher for like way less. And I just like became a nanny and sent myself to school. But yeah, so I did a bunch of bunch of theater internships, and like in New York, when you do that, they have you do behind the scenes stuff as well as, so you learn like the tech and the care of the theater and the ticketing and the marketing and all that stuff, as well as acting in it. And I did a bunch of that, and then I don't know, I was there for 5 years, and just like theater was so different then too. Like they didn't have teenagers play teenagers. They had like 30-year-olds play teenagers still on Broadway, which maybe is healthier. But
I think in some shows they probably
still do it. Yeah. But like Spring Awakening was just starting, and then like 13 was gonna come in a little bit, and like But anyway, so theater was very different then. So I just like moved out here. And then I had been going to UCB in New York too. Yeah. And then I was like, well, I'll just retake a UCB class in LA because it's such a good way to like meet people and do stuff and get into a community quickly.
And UCB is a improv comedy school.
Yeah. Upright
for those that have never heard of it.
Yeah. And then I took like a sketch class too there and just sort of started immersing myself. And then I didn't know what I was going to do out here. And then, people wanted to make sketches. So then I was helping people make their sketches. And then everyone was like, you would be a really good first AD. And I'm like, what's that? Because, when you're kids like us, like, you're just like, I want to make a movie. And you don't really know what that means. And you don't know
everything that goes into it.
Yeah. You don't realize that there's all these different ways to be a part of that and like different skill sets that can come into being like really important or really helpful for this setting. So I just started like helping on those, ADing on those, unit production managing, which is just like a creative producer, because like I knew people, so I would help people crew up and all those sorts of things. And then I started ADing with like kids and tween YouTube back when like Awesomeness was a thing.
Yes.
And like Brat was a thing. And then I started doing like PAing on bigger things like commercials, and then I was PAing on like reality shows like X on the Beach and things like that, and like some Gordon Ramsay stuff, and just like doing little jobs at big places and big jobs at little places. And then I started working at this company called Pocket Watch, where they do kid YouTube.
Okay.
Worked there for a while. Then pandemic hit, worked at Disney in the health and safety, which is kind of like first ADing.
That was adjacent. A crazy time.
It was a crazy time.
Yeah.
Worked there, really grateful, learned a lot of corporate, learned a lot of how to like, because I worked in health, COVID safety. Yeah. So there was like people who hated us and people who loved us but also hated us. So it was a lot of like working with
I think everyone hated everything surrounding COVID in general.
And also same.
Yeah, but you were like a part of the team. For anyone who like has no idea what we're talking about, like during COVID, productions would... You'd have to get everyone part of the production would have to get tested for COVID prior.
Yeah, they were on a cycle, like a testing cycle, depending on how close they had to be to maskless actors. And
you were like on set regulating, making sure people were following the rules? No, you weren't.
My teams were on set, so gotcha. I oversaw the people who were on set, and then I would like fly around, and I did some on set stuff in the beginning, but so then I would like fly around and like manage and make sure that the production was happy and that my team was being treated appropriately. Yeah. And that everything was on the up and up. And it was a lot of like talking to people who were angry, and so I just learned a lot, and I'm really grateful for that time. And then now, ever since the strikes happened, which was like, the year and a half WGA and SAG strikes.
Yes, there's a lot of striking back to back.
Together, that I've been in the indie space. Yeah. So I've just been first ADing in the independent space, which, I think the easiest way to describe that is like the person who sort of makes all the artists that are making art come together at the same time to do it, and then we film it, but it's more than that. Like, it's like coming up with logistics, problem solving on the day, and then there's also a lot of legality stuff with it. So just like making sure, especially if we're on SAG contracts or if we're working with IATSE or anything, just making sure that everything is like coherent and we're doing what we're supposed to in the time that we're supposed to do it, and if not, we have a plan. And so I've just been doing that for the last 3 years now.
Amazing. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, and you came on Snatched, and we credit you as first AD on this one? I can't remember because you did a lot of different stuff for us.
No, I just was the production.
John was my first AD. I like forget sometimes.
Yeah, I was just a production coordinator, but I think
yes,
just like being around to make sure that like you like, first of all, I just want to say that when Derek came to me with this, I was like so excited and so proud, because I'm always just like, I think that everyone has at least one really great idea for something like this in them. You've obviously made stuff before too, but you know, and I'm always like, it's important to just like jump in and do it, and like
just the other stuff I made wasn't like the good idea. Those just stuff I did.
No, those were great ideas too. Those were great ideas. This is like, you know, this, you could like keep going with something like this. And
I hope so.
Yeah. And I think, like, it's just so exciting
Christmas
to see
movie,
as a
maybe.
friend. Yeah, it was, oh my God.
Terrifier 3 style.
I would love to work on a Christmas movie with you. But yeah, so I think as your friend, I'm just like, yes, go, make it. Like, figure out how to make it. Just do it. And then, like, you know, this is a special occasion because a lot of times you're like, you'll do better next time. This one, I'm like, damn, Derek, you did great. It's great.
I had a great team.
It's great.
Great support.
Yeah. Everyone really showed up. All the departments came together. I'm looking at the wig right now and I'm obsessed with her. Yeah. All the departments really showed up and came together at once, which is always what you want. And yeah. And also it's just really funny and smart.
I hope people think that, you know. I'm obviously biased, and I feel like I've watched the cut. We're at the point right now where we just submitted second round notes for our editor. He's working on our third edit, so that's the phase of post-production we're in, and I have meetings this week to with our VFX team, colorist we're hiring, scoring, music, so sound effects. There's like all the post-production stuff is now coming together.
Yeah.
And I've watched it many times. So the magic has started to kind of like wear off a little bit.
That's fair.
So
it'll
it's nice
come
to
back.
have.
It'll come back.
Yeah,
Once you see like an audience watch it, you'll be like, okay, it's back.
And that's the thing is like we just sat down and watched it, so it's nice to sort of like watch it again through fresh eyes.
Yeah, totally.
What do you have any notes for me?
I'll
cut this out. These are secret notes.
I think you're finding it. I think there are moments that you already probably are aware of where you're like, this needs to be faster.
Yeah.
But that's okay. That's a great place to be in. Obviously, like, you're going to figure out the stuff around the puppet. But
the puppet, like, that's a secret.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
I mean, it's not. I had
cut this out.
No, it's
around
I have talked. Beep. Okay, so yeah. I have talked about the fact that there is a puppetry in the film, but I haven't like talked about any specifics.
Yeah. You're gonna figure out.
I don't want to give away all the secrets before
you
people watch it. So
you should bleep all this out. But yeah,
we'll see.
Otherwise, that's the only. I mean, I think just finding the pacing, but that's always comedy and horror. You have to find.
I know, like it's hard in the editing room because when you're watching something without any music, but you're like, oh, I want to leave a little bit of space for the music to kind of build some tension.
Totally.
Right? Because in horror, you want to build suspense and tension and stuff, and so if it's just boom, 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 you're not going to get that like tension of like what's about to happen. So I'm trying to like leave moments for that. Yeah. In between the comedy of it.
Yeah. You'll find it. It'll make sense once it's all together.
I think so.
But it's so good. Everyone did so good.
I agree. Everyone did a great job. I mean, while we're on the subject here, I like to bring up some set photos with people.
Oh my God, cute. Okay.
So this is the first picture I could find of you because you really hid from my photographer day one. You're just so busy running around doing important things on set. But
well, you guys zoom in here, also upstairs, and I was like managing downstairs, so you guys could just be on set.
That's true.
Yeah. I was just like in hair and makeup on the first.
This is a great shot. This is day 2, outside in the alleyway where we shot, and this is really before we got set up with like lighting, and we like had to like roll. There's a dumpster way back here that we like rolled over closer to the building because we needed that right next to the building.
We cheated it.
We cheated it. We did a lot of cheating on set.
You have to, in these small spaces.
But this is you guys. What are you just like discussing? Probably discussing something really important here.
I think we were discussing. Let's see, who am I? Oh yeah, I'm talking to Stunts. And who is this? Is this you?
No, that's not me.
Who is that?
Is that
a BG person?
Could have been background.
Who are great people.
Because this is one of our background here getting into makeup, so it could have been people just showing up. Could have been I don't know, honestly.
Yeah, but I think this is Stunts right here, and so I think we were just discussing like doing a little bit of rehearsing with, especially because we didn't have, I think the first part of the first day we were just working with KBBQ and Nina.
So day 2 on set, we were at the bar, and this is the bar exterior.
Yeah,
and so the first,
part of the day was the
probably
interior.
6 hours was interior bar. So we were inside shooting the drag performance and the bar and the, background and everything inside. And then outside we had our stunt team working with
That could be Cameron, honestly, pre-anything.
Pre-anything?
I don't know. That doesn't look like him.
No.
But yeah,
it almost looks like Ian.
I know we were trying to walk through a little bit, especially because Cameron was in hair and makeup, obviously, but when he got to a good pausing place, we were walking through stuff with him and with Charlie and
our bat guys.
Yeah, our bat guys. And our
not to be confused with our bad guys.
Yeah.
But the bad guys, spoiler alert, might be bad guys.
Yeah. So we were just stalking through and then yes, I think also trying to even figure out where the trash would go, what I needed to clear from the space. I just tried to both stay with you guys and ahead of you guys. So I feel like I was more a second AD on this than anything really, actually. Now
that you really wore a lot of hats. So that's why I was like, what title did we give you? Because you did so much.
Yeah.
And I didn't get to see you a whole lot, and that's probably because you were making sure everything was.
Yeah. I was doing everything that I didn't want John to have to think about, so that he could just be with you guys. Yeah.
This picture is now inside the bar.
Yes.
We actually get to see Happy Suzee on set with there's Jack, our second camera operator.
Jack was great.
Who's also going to be doing our VFX.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So
he's great, really smart. Great cam mopping. Cam mopping and pulling focus, and I think he was doing both at once. I can literally see his hand pulling focus here. That when you're doing comedy and horror, the camera dances with the actors, and literally they sometimes the camera is the joke rather than even the dialogue,
right?
Or it's the horror rather than even a moment. And so it's yeah, these guys did great, especially doing a drag performance that had beats. You guys will see the drag performance has beats that tell a story. And so capturing that on camera is it's an art that they're a part of. But anyway, yeah, so I love being with camera. That's one of my favorite places to be.
It is the best place to be.
It's the best place to be. They're great.
You get to see the whole view of the whole room and all the pieces, but then you also see on camera we're
what's
only
happening.
seeing this little piece of the scene, but as it sort of moves and the scene changes and you move the camera you want to try to capture everything. But
it's like when you go to a concert and you stand where the audio guy is, because you're gonna get the best mix right where they are. But yeah, I think this moment I was in because I was helping, again, kind of second ADing. I was helping with background and making sure that we had them in places where like I said, those key beats, that background would play in the dirty, which means you could see them watching KBBQ do her performance, so that it didn't feel like the bar was empty, which honestly it wasn't. We did a good job packing it, but the problem with, and the beautiful thing about filmmaking is, even if your bar is packed, if you don't strategically place people, it could look like it's empty on camera because like you said, you're only seeing what you're seeing, you know? So, and it just depends on the lens you're on. And I think, something for me about working in production is, even from, when did we shoot this?
This was Wednesday, January 28th or 9th or something?
Of this year, yeah. So even it's now, it's August, but it's June, really.
You don't have to lie.
Yeah, even now, 6 months later, I've been on so many productions and I've learned so much. And you learn so much every single shoot you do, because I always say production is like a small pop-up business. You're literally popping up for 3 days, a whole fucking business, and you're sorry, I don't know if I can swear on this, but a whole business, and you're shooting.
Sorry, Grandma, if you're listening.
We love you. And you're shooting something different with different people, different script, different costumes, different director,
different location.
And even if you've worked with some of the people before, it's a whole different thing happening. And so, you learn a lot every time. But yeah, this is where I like being. And that lighting's great. Good bisexual lighting.
It was great. And this was And this was you and I talking about something very important.
Yeah, I'm sure I was just asking you, like, who you wanted to make sure that you featured because you have, I
had a lot of wonderful extras that came out to sit in the bar. And I was like, well, I want everyone to, have a moment.
Yes. And I think we did a good job of it. There's really, good.
Tried.
Yeah. But it was like what people would make sense for this. Again, these beats that are in this performance. And there's Charlie behind us.
I know. Look at the three of us reunited, and it felt so good. This is another shot of you on set. This is a much better lit shot of you.
Yeah. This is great. I need these.
Yeah. Well, I shared them all with you. They're online.
Oh, great.
You can pull
great.
them. But I can also just send you this folder.
No.
Yeah, that's you and John, and right at the edge of, you can see if you're not seeing, they're like right next to where the drag performance was, because Sherry had put up some, like, what do you call that stuff? Like, not the tinsel, but the
this
tinsel.
Yeah,
tinsel.
Yeah,
just shiny tinsel.
Yeah.
And
again, good
a dirty shot of one of our backgrounds.
Yeah, there you go. Good job.
That's what a dirty shot is. You just see like a little piece of a shoulder or a piece of
to
someone's
give context
face.
of the space. Yeah,
in the foreground.
And again, I think that's what John and I are probably talking about here, is like
spacing everything out.
Yeah, and he was probably helping me understand, like, okay, camera wants to be here for this, so we need to make sure. Yeah. And then they want to be here for this special, and like, so yeah, camera was moving. There was two cameras. There was one on the dolly, as you saw, that was like getting the space like this in its totality and kind of probably tilting like this to catch KBQ. And then our DP had it attached to his body, so he was going handheld and like getting specials on like these moments. Yeah. So I think that's what we were talking about here. Whereas in the other one, I was talking about the space altogether.
Yeah, and I was really grateful that you guys did all that, because I was like, I have too many other things I need to do. I don't want to think about where the background's going to be placed.
Yes, and actually, technically, if you're on a DGA set, like, the director's not even actually allowed to talk to the background actors, and if you talk to them, that bumps them up to a day player position, and you have to pay them like a complete re-rate. So technically, you wouldn't even, like, in a real...
Good thing I didn't talk to any of the backgrounds that day. Yeah, none of them. I didn't say hi. I didn't introduce myself.
Technically, the AD team is supposed, but we're not, obviously. Yeah, this is
we're a little
setting. This is non-union.
Yeah,
yeah, it's different. But
ragtag crew.
And of course, on a DGA set, you can say hi to them. It's just you're not allowed to give them direction.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't do that.
Yeah. You're not allowed to place them or give them direction.
Yeah. That's a great shot. I love this picture.
Yeah.
Did we have one more? Yeah.
Oh.
Our last shot of... I think that was Cinna in that first picture.
Yeah. Well, and this is exciting because Jackie and I have known each other since we were in like 7th or 6th grade, I think. So, and she's... lives in LA and is a stunt person. Did you go to high school
together or just lived in...
Yeah.
Okay.
High school. We went junior high and high school together. And she did choir too.
Yeah.
And we also were in film class together in high school.
That's so cool.
And we made stuff together when we were teenagers. So.
And just happenstance, or had you recommended her?
I recommended her.
Okay, good. Yeah. I'm glad you did. Jackie was amazing and awesome, and I can't wait to have Jackie on the pod because I think we'll have some great stories from our stunt team. So that's Jackie and Cinna, a story for another day. That whole connection, how all that came together. But
yeah.
I think that's all we got because I didn't really get any pictures of you on day 3. Oh, there's Charlie again in the background.
Charlie.
Day 3 was at the bathroom, which was, a much smaller set. So.
Well, I also had to leave early because we were shooting for night, and I was on set at like 7 a.m. the next morning.
Yeah, you're just hustling left and right, booked and busy. What are you working on these days? You said you just booked something heading to New York soon. Yeah, that's exciting. Back to our old stomping grounds.
Our old stomping grounds. Yeah. Well, I just wrapped on a really fun short that I'm not going to tell the plot of just because it's not mine, Yeah. But it's very cool. The woman is a television editor, and like she edited on like How to Get Away with Murder. And
the woman who made the project, or it's a story about her?
No, she directed it. Her husband wrote it. She directed it. And she's an editor currently on Chicago Fire. And anyway, now she's like, I want to direct and I want to be like doing production stuff as well. So that was fun. And she's so like, it was fun to work with her because she is an editor, so she like literally knows exactly how the edit's gonna go.
She's already
seen it. And a lot of directors know, like you guys know what you want. You storyboard out and all of that. But like, I mean, she knows in like a clinical
Right.
Where she's like, I literally will cut at this moment.
Yeah, we don't need to keep rolling
yes,
on this scene because I know we're not going to use any
literally,
of this.
exactly. And then also, like, she just was like, no, I need this insert and I need it this way. And like that. Whereas with a lot of times with directors, I'm like, well, let's get this insert and this one and this one, and then you'll see what you'll use.
Yep.
And then you just have them all, you know, especially in indie filmmaking, because like the difference between, you know, full productions and ours is like, we don't get to go back. Mm-hmm. Like, we were at each of our locations one day and we needed to get everything that we needed, and for you to bring everyone back to reshoot that would cost you like
way too much
money to do. So it's like you gotta overget what you and I always, whenever a director or DP are like, well, should we do it this way or this way, and they're going back and forth, I always am like, both. Let's just figure out how to do both. Like swing a lens, move the camera, do like get two takes, move on. You'll find it in the edit, you know.
Yeah. And that's the benefit of having two cameras on set too, is you get to
two cameras
film multiple scenes or
things, coverage,
frames, multiple coverage. Yeah, so you can do a mid and a close up at the same time.
And you can be like popping off inserts then to and get
efficiency.
All your inserts. Yeah, it's great. But so working with her was great. And then now I'm going and I'm doing another drag shoot, like short, drag related short. Peppermint's gonna be in it, which
fun.
Peppermint is like my original drag queen. I mean, obviously I'd known and seen drag queens before her, but she used to do therapy on Thursdays back when we lived in New York at the gay bar therapy. Anyway, she had like a drag show every Thursday.
Okay, I was like, that was the show was called Therapy?
No, the bar is called Therapy. Her show was I forget what it was, but I don't remember what it was called. But it was performances, and a lot of times the drag queens would actually sing.
Right. Some of them can sing, and we'll sing live.
Yes, and she can sing. But anyway, so it's with her and with the key makeup artist from a movie that I called Basic that I did in October that just went to South by.
Okay. Cool.
So our makeup artist suggested me from this, and I had just said in my head, hey, I think I'd love to do some shoots in New York. And then I got this
The universe is listening.
Yes! So if you are hiring for productions in New York, let me know.
Yes. Just New York and LA?
No, I can work local and
anywhere.
Kind of anywhere. I mean, I could work local in Atlanta. I could work Chicago, Detroit, New York, LA.
Get around.
Texas, probably, depending on where.
Okay.
Houston and Austin.
Okay.
Just FYI.
FYI, if you're hiring. Yeah, Suzee's great. Suzee can do anything and brings great vibes to set as well.
Thank you.
So.
Yeah, that's the most important part to me. I think also just, being like, for me, I always say with set, like, it's like problems are not problems. They're just information. And it's just about, like, knowing that we have the answer between... You have so many great people when you're on production. You have people who are artistic. You have people who know how to fix anything, like with tools, you know. You have a DP who knows how to get coverage in a good way of anything. And then you have a team who knows how to then help them light it. And, like, you could literally be like, I need to plug plug into a socket and I need it to be dramatic. And they will light it for you, you know? So I think it's just like a lot of first ADs get really stressed on set, whereas I'm more like, ooh, what are we going to do to solve this? Like, what new thing do we all get to learn today?
Yeah, I mean, there is an aspect of it that is kind of almost like a game or an escape room. It's like, oh, this thing came up, we didn't expect it. Like you said, it may be a problem, but it really is just how do we maneuver around this thing? And working together as a team, and everyone has like their own skill set. And
I think like on a set like Snatched, it's like you built such a clear world and you had such clear rules of that world. So then it's like if we had to pivot, like even Sherry with the bathroom, like that bathroom was like this pristine, beautiful therapist's office bathroom that's very well attended to. I bet you it's cleaned 3 times a week. You know,
every day
it's cleaned.
Yeah.
Like it's very nice. Yeah. And Sherry did such a great job in such a little amount of time on a small budget to like really make it be lived in, make it be a bar bathroom. Yeah. And we all helped. Like literally every single one of us put a piece of graffiti on that wall that meant different things. So my dog was dying, and I put my dog's name on the wall, like, you know. But yeah, we just those moments where it's like there's an answer. Yeah. And like maybe it isn't.
And that wasn't even like an example of a problem. That was really the problem was the bathroom looks too good, but that, you know, Sherry, that's
she can figure that out. That's like part of her.
Another conversation I'm excited to have and show like the before and after pictures.
But even when you were thinking about like what you wanted for that location, that was not what you originally thought of. It just was a great problem solve for.
Yeah, we had a couple of options that would have cost us, you know, like between $1,000 to $2,000. Yeah. To get a bathroom that just in itself, without having to do anything, had like there was a bathroom I was looking at that was like all black tile, black toilets, black walls, black stalls, like everything black, and I was like, this might be a little too chic. However, it looked very cool. Yeah.
But you know what else too was great about that bathroom was how big it was.
It was spacious.
Because you really need that when you're shooting.
It worked out perfectly, and Sherry did such a great job. And like you said, everyone kind of got to like write some little pieces of graffiti around it, and that was a really fun day. But do you have any like other fun like set stories to share with us while we're on the topic
from Snatched?
Yeah.
I mean, I think just like, well, also my sweet boyfriend was on set with us, which is always like the best, and you know, I think him and I work so well together and have like gotten now to work together even more since, and like he's also just a jack of all trades on set and like good at a lot of things, so that was fun.
Shout out Sebastian.
Shout out Sebastian, we love you.
Good.
And just getting to like have Charlie around and like bond with Charlie more, and you know, of course, I've run into my Leaky around drag shows and stuff now, and I just got to see her perform on maybe a girls' show, so that was
lovely,
fun. She did so good. Oh my god.
Yeah. She's so talented.
It's crazy. Like she did a whole with visual effects and everything. Like it was just so good. And then, you know, just it's like the friends you make along the way. I was just thinking about I'm going to New York, and like who am I gonna reach out to see, you know, so those are always great.
You had mentioned Peppermint and Drag from like way back in the day, and for anyone who follows like reality TV, Peppermint was on the second season of the Traders season 2.
Second season.
Gone too soon, R.I.P.
I don't even want to talk about that.
Yeah, but so and we have a lot of crossover in the reality TV universe. Yes. We're both Survivor fans, and I work for a Survivor podcast, and you've helped out with some different stuff we've done, like live show events, and and we watch Survivor together a lot on Wednesdays.
Yes, I love it.
Yes,
it's my sports.
But what's like your like early, or what's been your journey with the drag world?
Oh, that's because
you seem to be quite immersed.
Yeah, I mean, well, actually, very luckily, my mom was always had queer friends. Like one of her best friends is a lesbian, and two of her like people in her wedding were both gay men, and like one of them was a drag queen, and I grew up with them around. And like the one who was a drag queen is also an artist, and he would like literally come and like paint my bedroom wall like with like different themes sometimes. Like he did like a zoo theme when I was a baby, and like, you know, his name is Mark, he's great, but he just, you know, he would like, that's what he liked to do, and he would just come and do. I mean, my mom would pay him also, but
that's nice. But
he would like pick, well, it's his job, but like he would pick.
Well, you know, it could be a hobby. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's both, but like he would pick what he wanted to do and then would do it, and it was like always great. So I feel like that lives deeply within me, and then also like growing up in show choir, like every gay guy in my school was in the show choir pretty much. I mean, I'm sure there's way more than that actually, but every guy who was very much either already had come out in high school or was coming out very soon after was in show choir pretty much at my school. And
it's a safe space.
And then I think just moving to New York, like drag immediately was present in there, which I loved. And then when, this is so sad, but when Hurricane Katrina happened, not Katrina, sorry. Katrina, we were high school. What was the one that happened when we were...
The one in New Orleans?
No, in New York that really
the one in New York.
That like flooded the bottom of the island.
Oh, I don't even know. Was I even there?
Maybe you were gone already.
Because I left in 2011.
It might have been 2011-ish, 2012 maybe. But there was like a bad one that happened. And some of my
I've seen crazy videos of flooding in New York streets and in the subways and stuff, and I've never been there for like the crazy flooding.
Yeah. So this might have been like when it started.
Yeah.
And I had friends who had to come up and stay with us because their apartment wasn't flooded, but their lobby of their building was, and it just wasn't safe. So they came up and stayed in our place because we had a pull-out couch in our living room, and we just kind of hunkered down for like 4 or 5 days as a friend group, and a couple other people came as well because they were like living alone and they just didn't want to be It was when the city was shut down, like even the subways were shut down, and we watched RuPaul's Drag Race, and we watched like I think the first 2 or 3 seasons.
Okay, you did like a rewatch.
Yeah, and that really hooked me. And then I don't know, I mean, I think drag is just like so beautiful, and of course I have so many drag king friends, and that's like very important. Also, I mean, Meatball went to our school. Loved Meatball. Her and I were close back in the day, you know, and like watching her career blossom has been such a joy and delight. And she's like, I think such a cool, like her ethos I'm very proud of, you know, it's very like pro and inclusive and a lot of ridiculousness, but I love it. And I think that's what I love about drag is like you could be anybody and you could be doing anything, and like, you know, there's clown drag and there's very
fashion forward comedy,
drag,
glam,
you could do any
horror drag.
It could even be like an extreme of yourself, you know, like everything is in play, and and then also I think I deeply agree with RuPaul. Like, we're all in drag. We're all telling a story with how we present ourselves. And,
absolutely.
You know, so I think it's just a version of that.
Yeah. On any given date, we're presenting the best version of ourselves that we're able to present, or, you know, like the most entertaining, the most fun. Maybe you put on a cute little red bandana and that's your personality trait of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
You do a lot of bandanas. Is this like I guess I feel like you're like an accessory person. You've got a lot.
I'm an accessory person. You know, Coco Chanel says, pause and take one thing off. And I say pause and put 3 things on. Yeah. Yeah. So, I'm always an accessory person. Yeah, I don't know. I like bandanas, especially for set, because sometimes like your head, like when I have really heavy hair and having my hair up, you know, it can start to hurt, so I just like throw a bandana to get my hair out of the way. Yeah.
Functional and fashionable.
Yeah.
There you go.
Good sun coverage. Love too.
I like to ask people if you have a drag shout out. I mean, we know we talked about a few people, but do you want to shout out any particular drag queens?
Yes. Wait. Okay. I need to get everyone's names right, though.
Oh, everyone's. I mean,
not everyone's, but you know what I mean.
Because maybe we'll do a tag. I'll tag them and say, go follow this drag. It's like someone who like maybe people aren't following. That they should be following.
Well, this is real quick. Just maybe a girl always.
Sure, of course. Yeah. Shout out maybe a girl. But who may be a girl.
Yeah.
Depending on
Leona Love.
Leona Love.
You guys should go and check out Leona Love. They are great.
Is their Instagram just Leona Love?
Yeah.
Okay.
Leona Love. Yeah. They're great. They're a disabled drag queen. And again, like the ethos there is very important, and they do like disability drag shows. Okay. Which like not only is it super accessible for the performers, it's also super accessible for the audiences, which I think is like so important. And like we love Precinct, but those goddamn stairs, you know, it's like
I've only been a few times.
Yeah. So, you
Precinct is downtown LA. I don't get down there very much.
It's hard. Yeah. But yeah, they're great, and they also do like really smart, funny, like their drag isn't necessarily just like a song that they're performing. It's like they do like almost like a sketch.
Okay.
And within the music. And yeah.
We've mentioned sketch a few times. Sketch comedy is like Saturday Night Live sketches for anyone who's not familiar with that world. But beautiful. Suzee.
Yeah.
Do you have any like when you look back at how you got to where you are now?
Oh.
Yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a harder, deeper question. Is there a moment that you look back and go, oh, that like really set me on my path? Or like that moment really like inspired me to like pursue where I am now or to try something new? Or was it a person? Was it a moment? Was it a project? Anything come to mind?
Well, I think just like, first of all, my biggest advice with something like that is like just sort of being flexible and trusting what's happening and going along with it. Like if you told Derek and I when we were 19 years old that I was going to be the director of health and safety for 20th television department at 30, like both of us would have been like, that bitch, like, you know. So I think just like, but that's what was happening at the time. Like COVID safety was just so prevalent, and like I happened to like TLDR just happened to be in a setting where I learned all of that info, and I'm good at protocols. That's just something that I don't know why my brain is good at. And so,
are you an Enneagram 1?
This is debatable. I've taken it like multiple times, and like I don't know. I think I'm like a 3 or an 8 or something.
Yeah, I don't think you are one, but Enneagram 1s are really good with like rules and
I don't like rules,
direction,
but I'm good at them.
Oh, okay.
Like I don't believe in them. I think that they're to be broken.
Okay,
but
fair.
I know how to like build, and I also like whatever. My ethos with rules always is like you learn them so that you understand like what the gray area is and you know how to like actually function.
Sure, and also like the point of the rules. Sometimes the rules are made for certain reasons, and it's like okay, maybe we don't have to follow this to the T, but the idea of the rule is like important. If you understand the structure of everything, then you have a playground to work within, and you know which ones can be bent and broken.
Yeah. But all of this to say like.
Yeah.
Following and trusting the universe and just being like, okay, my skill set can do this right now. And like, obviously, I didn't want to spend the rest of my life being the director of health and safety for 20. Like, that was never going to happen.
Well, that would mean that the rest of our life is within a pandemic world as well. Like,
right.
Who wants to live in that?
No. It would mean that I could take people to Disney for free all the time. So that was great. But anyway.
Perks of working for
digress.
Disney.
Yes. Yeah. So that's a big piece of advice or thought on that. And then I think the other thing truly, honestly, is like for the longest time, I'm like very, very like by the book as far as like workers' rights and laws go, and like just people being treated appropriately in a workspace, and like I'm very pro the employee, not the employer, and like for a long time, like that literally got me fired from things, and like people would just be like, well, she's the squeaky wheel, so we won't hire her. And like I think that was really hard when I was young, and like I carried that weight a lot. And then now I've literally made like a career out of that, and I'm like known for that as a first AD, and like crews love working with me because of that. And I literally got hired for those reasons. So I think it's just like trusting who you are and like just staying on the path that you're on if it's really what your soul needs.
Yeah.
And knowing that like maybe sometimes it'll be seen as a liability and sometimes it'll be seen as a superpower. And usually once, like, I think truly the more I've aligned with myself and the more I've gained skills in what I do, the more like that has become a superpower, and I'm like allowed to yield it because I like earn it and I know how to solve it to like, I don't know, like I can, if someone will let me like make my own schedule on a set, no one will go into OT, and like I can like manipulate
we love not
things,
going into OT.
Know?
It's
so,
much cheaper to not go into OT.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, just hear me out, you know. But that again is like a long skill set that's like taken time to understand, and how to like I've troubleshot that a lot, and like yeah, I just
that's a really like beautiful way of putting, like, something I often say is like our greatest superpower, just as people. Like, we each have sort of like a superpower, and a lot of times it's also, I think, linked to our kryptonite. Like, the things that we're really good at can also sometimes be the things that we feel the most self-conscious about.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm
it
very
takes
much
a while to hone.
Yes. You have to, like you were saying, you know, like, oh, this thing that's really good about me caused me to be fired.
Yeah.
And that you can obviously you want to take a look at that and be like, oh, is this something I should be changing about myself?
Course.
Or am I right in this situation? And
it's both, right? Like, it's totally both. Like, the situation was me as a PA on X on the Beach, and like, it just, like, I kept calling out safety issues, and like, that's important and valid to do, but also like, they don't give a fuck, and like, shut the fuck up, and they're not gonna listen to you,
Suzee.
Yeah, and like, they're not gonna listen to you, and honestly, it's not
people.
gonna change anything, and like, they're just, it's, you know, that company doesn't even exist anymore. Like, MTV doesn't even exist anymore, really. Yeah. I mean, they do, but they don't, you know. Like,
I had a little experience working with MTV too, and I can't say I loved it.
It's, Viacom isn't real, and it was Paramount. Like, it's all, no one cares. No one gives a shit, you know. They all were just trying to rise to the top, and they didn't, you know. So it's like, again, would I go back and like not say those things? I have no idea. Probably not.
You have to. I mean, you're someone who's going to speak up the truth and say what needs to be said, for better or worse. And some moments that'll be welcomed, and other moments it won't. But I think, like what you said, what you discovered is like, oh no, like, I was doing the right thing. And as I've gotten older and more confident in who I am, I know, like, these strengths are going to be appreciated elsewhere.
I also know how to bring them up better now.
Yeah.
Unless like, fuck you guys for doing this. You're not. As opposed to being like, hey, like, now I come with a solution. You know, now I'm like,
rather than just,
hey, I noticed that XYZ is happening. What if XYZ what if XYA happened, you know, or ABC happened instead of that? And like, I think that's, because a lot of times I think, for me, lead with curiosity.
Yeah. That's a good piece of advice. Yeah.
It changes everything. Yeah.
That's great. I love that. On the topic of superheroes as well. We do have a merch store up, and a couple pieces of merch that are very superhero adjacent, because I do think that, like, you know, while there is a lot of like inspiration
this is superhero lore
from The Mask, I think, and you know, like, horror and drag, and you know, I think drag queens are kind of superheroes, you know. But there's, you know, also a lot of like Harley Quinn superhero vibes,
totally
inspired within Snatched. So we have a couple pieces of merch. One, with great hair comes great responsibility, and another which is not all heroes wear heels. And so check those out if you want to support.
They're so cute.
What we are doing, support our post-production costs, help us get what we need to submit to the film festivals, so if you want to help us out, that's a great way to do that. Buy some merch, or, you know, follow, like, subscribe, tell us if you're listening, leave a comment, leave a question. Suzee, what have I not asked you that you feel like people should know about you and your journey? It can be inside or outside of the industry.
I don't know. I think you've covered me, but I would just like to say...
Come on, there's a lot more to Suzee than what we've covered.
Oh, sure. Well, we're everlasting people. We're forever people. I don't know. Well, me.
It's hard to talk about yourself sometimes, but, you know.
I can talk about myself forever.
Okay, well then, all right, stay tuned, guys.
We're going to be here a while. No. Just, I guess I would love to work with people, and they know that. No, I don't know. I don't have anything. I think you've covered it. But I do want to just say that you should also hire Derek to direct things of yours. If you're looking for a director, he's really great. It's like the balance of care for everyone and safety, and the emotional side of it, and like the human side of it. And then also he's like really good at story building and like working with his actors to story build. And then you should have me first AD with him. Yeah. And we can make magic together.
Yeah, beautiful. How should people, if they want to follow you, keep up with you, how should they?
I'm Boss Witch, or like the Boss Witch on all platforms.
I'll put it on the screen so people can find you.
And message me there, and then I'll get you my email.
Okay. Suzee, any like shows or films that you're watching or want to recommend?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, trashy reality right now, we're watching Below Deck.
Oh, okay. I've never got into Below Deck.
Oh, I love it. We just it's great. Okay. And also I got into Summer House because it's the hot topic right now. Mm-hmm. And I love Giggly Squad. Obsessed. The Hannah and Paige. They're in Summer House, and they have a podcast called Giggly Squad. Anyway, they're great. I was like,
I don't know this either.
They're great.
Because I'm not in the Summer House world.
But as far as narrative television, what am I watching right now? I just
started watching Widow's Bay recently.
I want to watch it so bad. I heard it's so good.
I think it was episode 6 or 7 that I just watched, and it is real fun and real crazy.
My friend Sarah Bebb worked on that show. She was the showrunner's assistant. Shout out, Sarah. I need to watch it. We just saw I Love Boosters. I loved it. Yes. It was like a very fun, like, feast of the eyes movie.
It's definitely one of those movies where I feel like a lot of times you're watching a movie, you can kind of predict what's coming. You know what's going to happen. I Love Boosters is colorful. It's like fun. It's heist. It's silly. Fashionable. It's silly, but like it does not really exist within reality.
No,
it really goes to some surprising places, which I appreciate.
A lot of practical stuff. A lot of in reality.
From the trailer that I had originally seen, I was like, I did not know that this movie was so wacky and wild, and I loved it. It was very fun.
That was very fun. Obviously, Obsession, we're all loving.
Just saw that last night.
If you need to know what my opinion on the conversation around the crew is, you can look at my Instagram.
Oh, okay. Yeah. For people who don't know, who aren't maybe not in the industry following, it was like this was a low budget film.
Yeah, an indie, $750K,
and made a lot of money.
Yeah.
And
$5 million.
Crew is starting to come out and say
we made no money.
We barely got paid.
Yeah.
I gotta go look at your Instagram because I don't know if I saw what your opinion was on this, but I am curious.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's...
We have time, yeah. Do you want to say anything on this?
Okay, yeah, I do want to say something about this. Okay, so I just wrapped on a feature that was a $300K project, and I do understand that when you bump up to a $750 in SAG, you do have to pay your actors double, but there really was only like 4 actors in that movie, really. I mean, at the end of the day. There obviously was others, but... for the party scene and whatever. But either way, I'm like, where did your budget go? And they didn't pay people pre-pro, it seems. They didn't pay people any OT. They didn't pay, which I don't know that they went into OT, so it seems like they didn't. But still, they didn't pay people, I just think like mileage.
They accepted a lot of like favors and cuts because people were like, we want to do this for the passion, and again, it's a job. And
if you're making a short film and it's like your first short film and you're doing this with your friends and all of that, like I think there's a different thing. But when you're making a movie that you're then going to sell and is going to do something,
actually make money,
and like and go to theaters and stuff, I think that's a different conversation that we're having, because I've worked on both kinds of these projects, and like I just think like it can be done, and I think I've seen it done, and like I've seen it done with less money floating around, and like I've like I was on a project that was a $300K project, and I got 5 days of pre-pro. And like there was mileage for certain things that were included, and if anyone drove on set, like there was mileage included, like all the things that, whatever. So, and I just think that it's like icky to me, this conversation around like, well, who took financial risk? Those are the people that get the money, because I'm like, you just would not have the product if you didn't have the people that made it. And like, as you know, when you're on set, like, even when you're the director, of course you're doing a lot and you're like a part of leading the ship, but so is the first AD, is the DP, and then every single person on that set at some moment saves the day in some way. Like, oh my gosh, Seb, on ours, we needed that shot of what's the friend's name? The friend of Benny, the other guy, the bad guy.
The friend of Benny?
In Snatched. Not his...
Is Benny not the name of the character you're thinking?
No. At the end, the guy,
Benny. That's Benny.
That's Benny. Okay,
yeah.
that's Benny. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Jimmy is
Benny. Thank
Jimmy
you.
and Benny.
We need the shot of Benny. Cut all this. We needed the shot of Benny walking away in the heels.
Right. Yeah.
And the heels had been gone to get reset because they needed to be reset, and that is real. They needed care, and Seb had to go and drive and get them and bring them back, and that was the last thing we did, and it was fine and it all worked out. But like those moments, like then you wouldn't have gotten the last shot of your movie if it weren't for the PA that ran, and and it's like those. So all of those
everybody
moments,
on set is so important.
They're so important,
and everybody is probably working for like their lower rates,
right?
So it's like,
and that's how it goes.
It's like, we all want to make enough money because it's like, well, we're not working full time on a consistent schedule. So it's like when you pick up a gig, when you pick up a job, that has to kind of like carry you through a month or two until the next thing. And so everyone's kind of taking a risk by being like, sure, I'll work on your job for a lower rate. I won't make as much, and that's going to put me in a tough spot in a month or two.
Right. And again, like the truth is like we're talking about two different things. Like Snatched being a short, that's like a 3-day thing. That's so different. With something like Obsession, you're giving up an entire month of your life. Right. And you're not only working those 20 days, though your weekends, like I'm working, you're working, the production designer's working. Yeah. Like no one's, the only people who are maybe not working are the PAs, and even them, they might be working. And they're
probably running an errand.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're probably getting paid double to do that. But still, hopefully they are.
Hopefully.
But still, it's like we're all working that whole time and we're giving up a whole month of our lives. Then the recoup, like you're so exhausted after. And also like, it's like we're acting like there isn't a model for this. This is literally a startup. Like people come into startups, sometimes they make their bare minimum for their weekly rate, sometimes they get delayed payment, sometimes they're like, okay, I'll start and I'll get paid once a month, they do all these things, but then they have equity in that company, and so that's why they do it. And so it's like there is a business model for this, and like there are points to give away when you're making a feature. You have 50 points to give away. And I think it's really important to be strategic about that. And
points are like
percentages that you get on the back end when something sells.
Kind of like getting stock in a company.
Exactly. And so it's like we have all these structured opportunities that are out there, and you also can split up points. You also can write into people's contracts, if we make X, you get X bonus. If we do this, you get like, and you can build it up. So you could be like, if this movie makes $1 million, you get X. If it makes 5, you get X. So all these things can go into contracts, and I think it's very important that we start talking about that and taking it seriously, and thinking of risk as not just like financial, because and there is a world where like you can say like, I am putting a financial debt and risk into these jobs because yes, I'm taking like my lowest rate possible, and like,
and you're also saying like, oh, another job could come up and hire me for my full rate, but I'm gonna say no because I'm committed to this. So
or I could say yes if you're not gonna take this seriously, you know. So I think it's just very important to like be having these conversations. And also another thing is like, I've seen the discourse online of people being like, well, they agreed to this before, and it's like, do you know how many jobs, let me back up, let me say it nicer, but there are so many jobs that I have been like in line for, and like they've hired me even, and then I've been like, okay, great, so do I get paid a prep day? And does your DP, does your AC, does your PD, does your makeup get paid a prep day? And then they're like, no. And again, this is even for bigger stuff, like something that's like a 7-day shoot or a 20-day shoot or something, and I'm like, do they get any paid prep time? And then they're like, no paid prep time. And I'm like, then how are, like, how literally then I'm donating my time to you. And again, it's
because people probably spend more hours prep than actually like on set.
It's 75% of the job.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, so I show up and I get like 1 or 2 or 3 days of work, but I actually worked for an entire week.
And here's the thing too, if you pay me 1 prep day, I will give you like 5 days worth of free labor just because I'm like grateful. You know, even on this feature that I just did, they paid me 5 days of prep, which is amazing. And that's what I wouldn't need more from something like an indie. Like that's the, you know, that's perfect, you know, but I gave them like literally 10 days worth of prep. Like, I'm not even kidding. I probably spent 20 hours on just the one-liner, which is like the breakdown of the overall schedule on just that part of it, which is what it takes. When you're scheduling 20 days of things with people, with locations, like that's what it takes to do. So many moving pieces,
and you want it to be efficient, you want it to make sense.
And you want to think through as much of it before as you can, and you want to make sure that everyone knows the plan so that they know what to do, you know. And then you tell them the plan 5,000 times throughout. But, you know, I don't know. So I think it's just like, it's very important. And the other thing too is like, if I'm not paid prep, then I don't feel comfortable like calling your head of makeup for an hour and talking through something with them. I don't feel comfortable sitting down with your DP for 5 hours and going through the shot list moment by moment with them. I like your production designer. I don't want to bother that, you know, because that's all free labor. So I'm like, now you're asking me to like take advantage of their time. Free labor on them too, and that's a lot too. So I don't know. I just think it's like more than anything, and it's not about Curry Barker, the director of Obsession. It's not about him even. It's about the industry. I just think that this is like a very perfect example that we've all sort of been waiting for, because this whole indie thing is new again that we're in. It's like a new version of it where we're getting paid like nothing, and so, you know, slowly these movies are gonna start popping up, doing well, crazy amount of money. And it's like, I just think that it's very and I think again, like, a good investor is someone who takes care of the people who helped them make the thing that they invested in and that they made money off of. And I don't know. I equated it.
Is that a good investor, or is that like a kind investor?
I think it's a good investor because I like, for me, something that's happened a lot. I think this is a really similar vibe where, okay, like there'll be like this guy who's a manager somewhere in a corporate setting or at a restaurant setting, and every single person is like, that guy is bad. He did this. And then the owners will be like, no, but they're so good at their job. And I'm always like, but how their employees feel about them and how their employees are treated by them is a part of being a good manager. Yeah, agreed. And so I think it's the same thing. A manager and an investor are different people too, though. But I think it's the same thing as a producer. It's like a good producer is someone who like crews want to work together with again. And like a happy set is a fast set. Agreed. And there are so many things that if you hire me, I will help you look at and think about that will make your set and your crew really fucking happy to be there and work for you for minimum wage. And they'll still be like, what do you need? You know?
And we had that, I think.
Oh, well, your set was also a ton of friends.
Which is helpful, yes.
So, and again, when you're making a short film and it's like, for me with Snatched, the short film, I just see it as like Derek's nut seed of like...
My nut seed.
Your seed of not seeds.
My orange.
It's like your orange.
My little orange baby.
Yeah, and it's like, it's incredible in its own right. But what I see it doing is creating a world where you get to make more of that. So. Yeah. So then you'll use that to then bring in the people, you know, and actually. Be
but you are right. I was just giving you a little bit of a hard time.
It's an investment in you. Yeah. And like, you know, at least for me, and I know for Charlie, and I know for so many of us, like for something like that, your friend, 3 days, let me just come in, help. I don't care. I'm not here to, you know, this is like a beginning of something that next time we do this, then we can all be like,
making millions.
Just paying our rent. Paying
our rent for many months.
Maybe even just 1 month.
Yeah, a couple months ideally.
Like,
2 months of rent.
Yeah. Like, so it's, you know, but I just think, and I think that's the thing too about Obsession is like, none of these people are asking for like, change my life money. They're just asking for the amount of money that they should have been paid in the first place. Yeah,
it's like a little bonus, a little appreciation.
I don't even think it's a bonus, but yes, I don't see it that way because they all got paid basically minimum wage.
Right.
So they're asking for like industry standard back pay.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's the thing. Like, I think the internet is missing. I think in their minds, they're like, all these people want like $1 million bonus. And I'm like, no, they want like the amount of money that their labor costs.
Yeah.
That's it. Fair. So, you know, that's how I see it. Anyway.
Yes.
That's my soapbox.
Well, Suzee, thank you so much for everything.
Thank you.
I still remember like when I brought you on, because you came on while we were doing our fundraising, and I remember being like, I don't know how much money I have to pay Suzee. I don't know where to put her. I just know that I want your help, because you're so talented and attentive and just like great energy to be around, and I brought you on and you were like, you should have just brought me on earlier. I would have, because there were so many things that I was very stressed about, because I was juggling a lot of balls of things that I'm like, I don't know how to do all these things, but I just have to learn and figure it out, because we don't have the budget to like pay people to come on and do this stuff. Yeah. And so I was like, I don't want to bring you on and then have you do all of this free prep work. But you did. You still came on and did a lot of free prep work for me, which I so appreciate. Again, and it took so much stress off of my back, and you are so good at what you do. So thank you for everything you brought to this project.
Thank you. Again, help your friends.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I think also that's like another thing that's a testament to you is like, you built yourself to this point of your career, and that means that you already have people in your life who are here too. And so it's like, you're just looking at your community and being like, guys, can we like help me make this little thing that then can maybe become what it should be, you know? And we're like, great, yes, let's invest in you and ourselves. And like, you know, I can't wait for you guys to see it. I can't wait for like film festivals that we're going to go to. And it'll be great.
It will be great.
Yeah.
All right, Suzee, anything else?
Just like RuPaul, Andy Cohen, Ryan Murphy,
we're just like shouting out all like the
Amy Poehler. Okay. You guys need to come tag them. Guys, you got to come see this. So get in.
The podcast?
No, the short.
Well, maybe we should wait to tag them until we have something to show.
But
so
I'm
don't tag them on the podcast.
I'm just saying, like, it would be really smart for you guys to like come and see this and get in now. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I'm sure I missed people, but.
Yeah,
you should be here.
You should be here. Yeah. Also, Stop That Train came out recently. If it's still in theaters, I don't know. It was very fun.
Yeah,
I was very entertained.
I'm excited.
It was better than I expected.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Adam Shankman. Adam Shankman. You would be.
This is just the part of the podcast where we say names and then gasp.
Well, we should work on that.
Adam Shankman.
We should work on that.
Okay. Oh, okay. We'll talk after the pod.
Yeah.
All right. This is yes. Well, this has been a great chat. Suzee, thank you for coming over and hanging out. We'll be back next week with another chat with more people on Snatched. Until then, I hope you guys have a great week. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Stay snatched.
Stay snatched.
Because if you stay snatched, then you don't gotta get snatched. That's just a catchphrase I came up with right now on the spot. Okay, bye.
Bye.